Once, in a kingdom cloaked in misty forests and glistening rivers, there lived a girl named Elara. Elara was unlike any other child in her village. From the day she was born, she carried a peculiar hunger, a hunger that no ordinary food could satisfy. She did not crave bread, nor meat, nor sweets, she craved the bones of men. It was a secret she kept buried deep within herself, a darkness she could not understand. Her eyes, though bright with intelligence, often glimmered with a strange longing that frightened those who dared meet her gaze. Her village, unaware of her affliction, thought her simply strange. They called her the quiet one or the odd child, for Elara seldom spoke to others. She wandered the forests alone, whispering to the birds and conversing with the trees, yet avoiding the people whose bones she found irresistible. As she grew older, her hunger intensified. She tried to resist, to survive on fruits and fish, but the craving always returned stronger, and with it, an uncontrollable compulsion that frightened even herself. Meanwhile, in the heart of the kingdom stood a magnificent palace made of white marble and adorned with golden spires. Here lived Princess Amara, the daughter of the benevolent King Dorian. Unlike many royals, Amara's beauty was matched only by her kindness. She cared deeply for her people, often venturing into villages in disguise to bring food and comfort to those in need. Children adored her, villagers respected her, and even the animals seemed drawn to her gentle aura. Her laughter was a balm to weary hearts, her presence a light in the darkest corners of the land. The lives of these two girls, though worlds apart, were destined to intertwine. One stormy evening, when the clouds hung low and lightning tore across the sky, Elara crept into the village market. She had heard whispers of travelers carrying bones, relics, or remnants of the past, anything that could satisfy her cravings. As she darted between stalls, she stumbled upon a man clutching a satchel of bones. Her heart raced, her mouth watered, and instinct overtook reason. She lunged, snatching the satchel, and disappeared into the night as if swallowed by the shadows themselves. But that night, Elara was not alone in the forest. Princess Amara, disguised in a simple cloak, had ventured out to deliver food to a poor family near the edge of the woods. She heard a faint rustle and a strange cry. Following it, she found Elara, crouched beneath an ancient oak, her hands clutching the stolen bones. The girl's eyes, wide with fear and hunger, met Amara's gaze. Instead of anger, Amara felt only compassion. She knelt beside Elara and spoke softly, "Child, you are not safe with this hunger. Tell me your name. Let me help you." Elara recoiled, shaking her head. I cannot be helped. I am cursed," she whispered, her voice trembling. Amara's eyes softened. "No one is beyond help, Elara. Whatever darkness resides within you, kindness and care can guide you to light." For a moment, Elara hesitated. She had never heard words like these, words that did not scorn, ridicule, or fear her, but embraced her as she was. Slowly, she allowed herself to be led to the princess's humble wagon, where Amara had brought bread, warm soup, and blankets. That night, under the shelter of the wagon and the gentle glow of lanterns, Elara ate her first meal without succumbing to her darker urges. Weeks turned into months, and a bond grew between the princess and the bone-eating girl. Amara, patient and tender, taught Elara the ways of the kingdom, how to care for the sick, comfort the lonely, and find joy in the small miracles of life. Yet, despite all the kindness, Elara's cravings never fully disappeared. She struggled daily, hiding her urges even as she helped villagers and tended to animals. One fateful day, word spread through the kingdom that a terrible illness had struck a neighboring village. Children were falling sick, mothers weeping, and the local healers were powerless. Princess Amara did not hesitate, she mounted her horse and rode to the village with Elara by her side. Along the way, Elara felt the gnawing of her hunger intensify. Among the sick and dying, the scent of bones was overpowering, and she feared she might lose herself completely. But as she looked at Amara, her courage, her unwavering love for others, something within Elara stirred. She realized that she could channel her hunger, not for destruction, but for protection. Using her unnatural ability to sense bones, Elara carefully removed shattered or broken bones from injured villagers, placing them in protective herbs and healing salves that Amara had prepared. The villagers watched in awe as the cursed girl became an instrument of healing, her unnatural gift transformed into a source of restoration. News of their bravery reached the king, who was initially wary of Elara. But when he saw the gratitude in the villagers' eyes, and the transformation of the girl who once struck fear into all hearts, he understood. He invited Elara to the palace, offering her a place not as a servant, not as a ward, but as a friend and advisor to the princess. Life at the palace was not easy for Elara. Her hunger never left her entirely, and she still struggled with urges she could not explain. But with Amara's guidance and the love of a kingdom that had learned to see beyond appearances, Elara learned control, patience, and purpose. She discovered joy in helping, in giving, and in the quiet moments of beauty that life offered: sunsets over the royal gardens, the laughter of children, the soft purr of palace cats curling around her feet. In time, Elara's story became legend. She was no longer known as the bone-eating thief, but as the girl who had learned to transform her curse into a blessing, who had stood beside a princess and helped heal a kingdom. And Princess Amara, ever radiant and compassionate, continued her work of spreading kindness, her heart strengthened by the friendship of a girl who had once been lost to darkness. Years passed, and the bond between them only deepened. Elara grew wiser, her hunger tempered by purpose, and the kingdom flourished under the care of a princess whose love knew no bounds. Together, they proved that even the deepest curses could be softened by compassion, and that no darkness, no matter how consuming, was beyond the reach of light. And so, in the kingdom where rivers sparkled like crystal and forests whispered ancient secrets, the tale of the bone-eating thief and the kind-hearted princess endured. It was told to children as a story of hope, to villagers as a story of redemption, and to every soul who had ever felt alone or misunderstood as a story of the power of love, patience, and understanding. For in the heart of kindness, even the most frightening hunger could find peace, and even the loneliest soul could discover home.